Racing League Indianapolis 200 tonight. Back on full throttle TV, excuse me. After a 2-week break we had, so after that long break, we're going to take a second to recap here everything that's went on in the High Voltage Racing League. We're going to start out with Las Vegas here. Nate Lackme won that race after leading 59 of 100 laps there, and unfortunately plans to make his final league start here at Bristol next week. Due to some personal reasons, he's going to put his sim racing league racing on hold. And Justin Krasneski was suspended one race after intentionally bringing out a caution flag during the race. Then the week after that at Pocono, Trevor Rapolo won his second race of the season after holding off Cole Bagunia in a late race restart. Briar LaPrade was placed on probation for Indianapolis and Bristol for intentionally wrecking another driver. And Tyler Hensley made his first start for JT Motorsports in the number 25 car. And then things to know for this week's race. This is our first race back after a 2-week break. Justin Krasneski returned to the track after serving his one-race suspension. Briar LaPrade is currently serving his second week of, not suspension, that would be probation. Little typo there. And Johnny Thomas is making his first appearance for his racing team, Johnny Thomas Racing, in the number 83. So these guys just going around for qualifying real quick, and thankfully, me and Race just came out of a league race of our own for Indianapolis. So, Race, talk us through some of the challenges of getting around this racetrack. All around the track, 90-degree corners, but each one is a little bit unique.
Yes, sir. My personal problem was making it of turn 2 on the first lap, but if you happen to make it past there, turn 1 always seems to be in the shade thanks to the stands, and turns 3 and 4 are always out in the sun. It always seems to me that turn 1 has a lot more grip. You can be a little bit more aggressive when you throw it in there, and of course turn 2 is pretty routine when it comes to the secondary turns after 1 and 3. 3, however, is you can't be as aggressive. You really want to get that car down on the bottom because there is one lane that's track on the bottom. Try to make a second or highly work, it will not work. And most of you will find yourself in the wall the way the track can't go out as the turn. So I think your biggest training time is that low back rotation is going to be pretty much pass you efficient on the line. I think as long as you keep the car off the wall, it's easy to do when these cars are out. You're moving on, you have a lot of period.
And looks like we're having some issues with our TeamSpeak here, so we're going to try and get to a quick break here, and we'll be right back. And we apologize for those issues. Just some issues with our TeamSpeak connection, but looks like everything is good now. Everything's sorted out. Gonna have to get some of those people who dropped out back in, but other than that, I think we're pretty good. So, not much has changed up at the top 5 for qualifying. Still got Trevor Polo up front. Thomas Bresci looks like that'll be the front row with only a minute to go. Gunther Dadston has moved up to 3rd. Johnny Thomas back down to 4th. And Richard Lafferty, his teammate, currently in the top 5. So, Race, let's try that again with how you were explaining the corner. Like I said, it's 90 degrees every corner, but the track is, or each corner is a little bit different.
Yeah, pretty much. The key to tonight is to go fast and turn left, Justin. It's NASCAR. It's what we do. Also, there's a little bit more to it. Turn 1 is covered in shade. Turn 2 and Turn 4 are pretty similar, but 1 and 3 are the big tricky ones. Turn 1 is covered in shade. Turn 3 is out in the sun. Turn 1, you're always able to be a little bit more aggressive, so you also kind of get a little bit more out of Turn 2, which is probably why 2 and 4 kind of do feel different, only because you're getting different runs out of 1 and 3. And Turn 3 is, like I said, out in the sun, has a lot less grip. You got to make sure you get down to the bottom and you're not overly aggressive, or you're going to get stuck, mid to high lane and really screw up your whole corner entry, which incidentally, it messes up your turns 4, and really, it really ruins your whole lap. Like, let's say if you mess up Turn 1, you're gonna not be you're not gonna be at speed or in the best line for Turn 2, so that's automatically going to mess up your backstretch into 3. It messes up everything. So you really want to be consistent here to show speed, and I think that's gonna be one of the big keys: is consistency and staying off the wall and keeping the car clean to win tonight.
Yes, sir. And as qualifying finishes up, we're going to go through the grid real quick. Trevor Apollo currently on pole. Thomas Bresci on the outside there.
It's over now. It's been up for the last 1 minute.
Gunther Dadston currently third, starting third. Johnny Thomas fourth. Richard Lafferty fifth. Michael Skinner sixth.
Like every week, go on the green light for every restart.
Justin
the initial
Bothello, I
start,
believe.
The
seventh. Bothello, excuse me.
After that,
Justin Krasniewski ninth. Trevor
If
Elam
you get a better
10th.
restart.
Michael Malone 11th.
Don't drop
Briar
from those
Laprade
pit
13th.
boxes in and out of your
Or
box.
12th, excuse me.
And here-
Cole
here
Begunia 13th.
stay on the access
Carlos
road like
Acosta
you've been doing,
14th. And Chester Gibson
all the way through
15th.
1 and 2, and then merge on the backstretch. If you
And
don't,
Cruz
by
Hernandez
racing, they'll give you
16th. And
penalty,
Casey
we're not
Shoes
gonna clear
17th.
that. But if you do get like a passing under yellow penalty or something like that, just let us know and we'll clear it.
All right, we're going to silence the
I think
drivers here real
that's
quick,
it.
and we'll be back to take you
If
to
you have
the
any questions,
start of the race.
ask.
All right, so hopefully we've got all the technical gremlins out of the way, but we're going to quickly, before this race gets going green, talk to our in-race reporter here, Carlos Acosta. Carlos, you got us?
Hey, I got a copy. How are you doing?
Pretty good. Real question is, how are you doing? How's the car handling so far?
Car handles great. I'm just not hitting something. I know I can be faster. I've run faster laps, and I've just messed up the other corner. I know turn 3 is in the sun, so it's gonna be changing it a little bit, but I'm just not getting it right now.
All right. Well, it's a long race. Should be able to hit on something here before long, and good luck to you, Carlos.
Yeah, thank you. Good luck to you guys back. It's gonna be a fun race. Glad to have you guys back, though.
Well, thank you. And I think we'll need some good luck with all the technical gremlins we've hit early. But that should be over now, and should be in store for some great racing here tonight. So Trevor Polo back to where he finished last week at Pocono, won that race, and is on the pole for tonight at one of the greatest and historic racetracks that we go to on this circuit. So just about ready to pull off here from the grid, and we'll be going green for 80 laps here tonight. Fuel tanks can hold, from what Carlos told us earlier in practice, go from about 31 to 35 laps. So looking at maybe a 2 to 3 stop race, depending on the cautions we get there. So, Race, any thoughts about what we might see here tonight?
Well, I think anything negative you're going to see is somebody forcing the issue on the bottom line, because that's really the only place you can pass. Maybe being overly aggressive into the corner and really just ruining a bunch of people's nights. As far as a good race, I mean, the racing here is really, really phenomenal, because you have these two very long straights, get your run down to the corner, but you also have that option of the car defending to go all the way down to the bottom and make a successful defense, because like we've said, there's only really one lane here when it comes to the turns, and that's on the bottom lane. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see. A lot of practice was done with cars by themselves. I know they did a quick pit party, but really didn't get much of a look at that. So I guess we'll have to wait and see how the racing pans out. See what kind of race we're going to be working with.
Yeah, well, one thing we definitely saw is that bottom line, of course, is going to be the preferred line, and don't think you're going to be seeing too many cars on that high line being able to stick. So, be interesting to see how everything plays out going into turn 1 and then coming onto the backstretch where they're all going to get sorted out. But pace car is just about ready to get pulled in here, and we're set to go racing for 80 laps here tonight. So pace car is going to pull in. And we're green. Gunther Datsun already looking on the outside of the 9. 9 didn't get a very good restart there. Thomas Bressy's going to take an early lead. So now Trevor's going to have to rebound from that. And as you can already see, there's not much people left 2 by 2, so everyone's going to try and slot in there on the bottom line. It's almost like Martinsville a little bit in a way, to where if you don't get on that bottom line, you're going to get slung to the back.
Looking forward to see how Johnny Thomas performs tonight. He's a former 3-wide racing champion in the B car, where he was very, very dominant, and we'll have to see how he performs tonight. So far, he's dropping back, but, you know, like you said, Justin, it's like Martinsville. If you get caught off that bottom line, you're going to drop like a fly, and quite frankly, there's nothing you can do about it. Looks like he'll get on the inside now. Thomas Breesy turns away with a pretty good lead right off the bat.
Yes, sir. He's going to lead the first lap, as now he's got Gunther Dadston trying to catch up to him. So it's pretty clear that no one's really going to try and make it too crazy here going into any corners, but I think that might change towards the end of this race as people get more desperate. So it looked like Gunther got a little bit loose there. Trevor's going to easily go around him. Gunther's going to surrender second, and we'll have to slot into third there. So Trevor Apollo already on the rebound there. Now he's going to try and hunt down Thomas for the lead. And also to note, Justin Krasneski back on track from his 1 race suspension. Currently slotted 5th, so not doing too bad after a week vacation. Qualified 5th, and he's going to not make any ground up quite yet, but still got a long ways to go yet. So front, Thomas Bressi continues to lead. He's led the past 3 laps, so I don't think it'll last for long, however, with Trevor slowly closing in here. And Trevor's actually got Gunther Datsun all over his bumper as well, so a little pressure there as well. And race, I'm not sure if it's quite the same with the B cars here, but I know in the race we run, if you didn't get a almost perfect entrance into the corner, it was kind of like throwing away 1/4 of the track.
Oh yeah, these cars don't have the speed the A car have, so it almost feels like the car is handling better, whereas really it's just slow into the turn and does handle better. But you still have to, I mean, it just doesn't matter because the bottom line is where all the grip is, where all the rubber is, and anywhere outside, I mean, any car is going to have a struggle not on the bottom line at this track. At least any stock car that is. It seems like for the most part, you see we are single file. We got a bit of a racing mid-pack there. Looks like for 6th or 7th position, if I'm not mistaken.
Right,
Justin, did you know there's a golf course in the middle of this track?
I believe I saw that somewhere. When these Cup guys come over here, they kind of do a little bit of golfing in their spare time. So it's a big track, and it's got a little bit of a lake in there as well. So the battle for the lead just about heating up here. Trevor Polo has closed the gap, Thomas Bressi, and might see a pass for the lead here before too long. You can see Thomas kind of trying to break the draft there as he goes towards the bottom of the track, out of the corner.
Never really seems to fail. Rapolo always ekes his way to the lead in the first run or second run. He really knows how to keep the tires on. He's a long run driver. You know, I really think that's where you need to be for long-term success.
Yes, sir. He always seems to keep the tires on it at the end when it matters. So that's
a lot of drivers, and even myself including sometimes, focus too much on trying to get to the front too quickly, where it seems Rapolo isn't concerned with that, and he makes it to the front anyways. I think that's really the way to be. Keep the tires on it, because I mean, who cares about the first 79 laps led? As long as you lead this 80th one, that's the one that counts.
Yes, sir. And you saw out of turn 2 there, towards the back, Gunther Datsun really completely missed the apex there, and that's one thing we might see a little bit more of towards the middle to end portion of this run is maybe towards the when the tires start giving a little more, you might start missing apex a little more, and when you get up to that middle line, it's basically game over. Riding on board here with Trevor Polo, currently second, and just slowly stalking the 24 car. And I don't think Trevor is pushing it too hard, but Race, do you think he's just waiting for Thomas to make a little bit of a mistake there and then pounce on that?
Yeah, I'd say so. I've never really seen him force the issue early. There's really no need to. If anything, he's back here kind of saving his stuff because he's clearly faster. I'd say I would just sit right behind Brees until I find my opportunity to take the pass.
So far, Thomas is 7 for 7. Looks like it's going to be 8 for 8 as well in terms of laps led tonight. Still got a very long ways to go here. See Gunther Datsun giving up another spot, it looks like. Well, thought he was, but Justin Krasniewski up to 4th there, made a spot up, and now looking for 3rd. Right on board here with Justin. And looks like Gunther had to let off the gas there. And Justin will easily take that spot away. That's one thing I found with turn 2 and a little bit of turn 4 as well, is that it's so misleading in that you think you're going to be okay off the corner, and then that wall creeps up on you in a hurry.
Yes, sir. You can really feel like you've got it, and then before you know it, you're in the wall. I feel like it's tracks like this, Texas, Darlington, and Dover that the banking really it falls off before the turn is concluded. So you kind of get this false sense of grip, and then you find yourself up in the wall.
So I was seeing it again with Trevor. He was literally all over the back of that 24 machine. So again, we just assume... Whoa. Thomas got a little loose off the corner there. Assuming he's just kind of waiting it out. Not going to push the car too much there. And it's the kind of driver we see Trevor Polo drive as each week. So coming to 10 laps complete here. We're going to take a short break here, but you won't miss anything as we go side by side. Well, caution number 1 out tonight. So, looks like Carlos Acosta may have caused that one, but we're going to take a look back and see what exactly caused that. Like he was already a little bit sideways there. Let's go even farther back here.
And you can see before this wreck happens, he already has damage. So looking like a tough night for Carlos. And actually,
Yeah, it looked like he just got loose coming off turn 2 there, and unfortunately the 10 of Michael Malone was an innocent bystander there, and fortunately he got a little damage in the door. Don't think it's going to be too harmful for him, so. But a tough night for Carlos, our in-race reporter here, and so he's going to have a tough road ahead. So that'll bring up our next question here is who pits and who doesn't. See if anyone tries any different strategies to get out ahead, or looks like they're all coming in. A fairly slow and very slim pit road here at Indianapolis. It's only really about a 2-wide pit road, if that.
yeah, these pit roads were really meant for the Indy cars. So of course these stock cars definitely feel out of place, which kind of could always lead to some trouble. Not so much in iRacing, because of course iRacing kind of blocks out all the pit road trouble.
Thankfully.
Thankfully, yeah, very much thankfully.
So it looks like Justin Krasneski is going to win the battle off pit road there with a quick 14.5 second stop. And Thomas Bresci going to get out second. And currently looking for Trevor Polo. Trevor is still on pit road. I think he might have either missed his pit box or maybe he got a little bit of damage there. So while we have a second here, let's talk to our in-race reporter, Carlos. Carlos, unfortunate beginning of the race for you. What happened?
I killed my tires trying to get by the 7. He's not bad, but he's been like coming in and out with his engine connection. Has been throwing me off. So I've been getting looser and looser since then, and then when I hit the wall, it got even worse. And then going to the next corner, it spun out, and I feel really bad for the 10 because I feel like I ruined his day now.
Well, we were gonna ask you if you have any plans to get back out. How bad does the damage seem on your end? Because looks like you got a bit of nose damage there, but doesn't look too race ending.
They gave me 2 minutes. I already took care of 1 minute, so I'm gonna go back in and see if I can take care of as much as I could. I'm gonna take tires this time because I didn't do it. And then something happened with the 9, and it wouldn't like I had to wait for him, so I lost even more time with that. And I'm being told I have the 1 to go, so I don't know if I'll be able to come in one more time.
All right. Well, rough start to the race for you. Good luck towards the end, or for the rest of the race.
All right, man. Thank you too.
All right. That was Carlos Costa, our in-race reporter. Tough night, or a tough start of the race for him so far, but again, that damage doesn't look too race ending. Unfortunately, though, towards the front bumper there, and this racetrack is pretty aerodynamic dependent.
It could be so bad in traffic, but I don't think he's going to be doing much passing after damage like that. I mean, he hit that wall hard. I would even wonder about some engine damage as well, as that car doesn't sound to be doing too well.
Yeah, that might be another issue to bring up, is airflow getting to that engine. It might overheat that, and then you got an even bigger problem on your hands. So yeah, something went on there on that pit stop with Trevor Apollo. He's currently all the way back at the back of the field in 15th, so he's got a long ways to go to get back up to the front. And Justin Krasneski, fortunate on that pit stop, he makes up 2 spots there, as Thomas Bresci, who was the leader, is going to be starting second here.
Yeah, Rapallo doesn't seem to have any damage, so I just wonder what happened there. Maybe a personal issue, or he missed his box, or something of that nature.
Well, he mentioned, Carlos mentioned something with the 9, so maybe he did miss his pit box. So, interesting development so far as his car is in. We're heading back to green. And the green flag is back out. 14 laps complete so far here out of the 80. Unit 9 does
19 is going to make it 3 wide into turn 1, so those 2 cars will touch.
Oh! Michael Skinner there. It looked like got a little bit of damage there on the right side, or left side, excuse me. Yeah, 3 wide doesn't work too well into these corners. The 19 though made up a lot of ground. He's up to 4th, looking for 3rd. I don't think he's going to get it on Richard Lafferty there, but he's still got the nose in there, as Justin Krasneski's going to clear the 24 for the race lead.
Yeah, I think that maybe that move was a bit early, but I mean, 19 was 100% clear. The 18 really couldn't hold his line there in the middle, and kind of gave the 15 of Michael Skinner a lot of damage. 17
of Trevor Elam hit the wall back there, as got a lot of damage there now on that right side. And I think that may have been an issue of what we were talking about earlier, is how it seems like you may have grip coming out of these corners, but then you find the wall. A little bit of blocking back there between the 83 and 23. Looked like it from our end, but... got some good racing going on here towards the back as well. And there you can see behind Johnny Thomas in the 83, Trevor Apollo, who's made up 3 spots so far from his 15th restart position. Now, one thing I wouldn't do is get too greedy here on some of these passes, because that can lead you into some trouble. See a lot of those cars fishtailing coming off a turn 2 there. Justin's going to go all the way to the grass to make sure Thomas Rossi does not get the run on him. Now, I'll ask your opinion on that race. Do you feel that's a smart move to try and block off the run, or do you feel that's just a waste of time?
I feel like this early in the race it is a waste of time. I mean, I guess, if you look further in the back where these guys are pretty much nose to tail, I guess I could kind of understand it because, if one guy gets under you, they're going to freight train you. But, really depending, like Justin Krasneski, I mean, if he gets past, at most he'll lose 1 to 2 spots. There's real no point him blocking. Oh, we have a spin back there, Justin.
Oh, and that's the 15 of Michael Skinner, and it looks like that was Briar LaPret as well in the 18 there, and that's going to bring up the caution as Carlos is going to fly in there, and that's going to end his night. Suspension damage on that and engine damage for Carlos. Kind of surprised Carlos was still flying through there that quickly, or that late into that wreck. So let's go back and see what happened there. I think that might have started with Michael Skinner. Michael Skinner, another one of those incidents coming off of turn 1, thought he was going to be good and ends up hitting the wall and losing it, and unfortunately takes that Briar, and then here comes Carlos. Really, I think just a bit too much speed there. Looked like he was looking to get to the top there and traveling too much speed. So that'll be our second caution of the night here. And it seems like Carlos's night has gone from bad to worse. So unfortunate for our in-race reporter here. And as they go down pit road, or should they go down pit road, we're going to take a quick break here. And we'll see where they will all sort out at the other end. and welcome back to Indianapolis under our second caution tonight here in the High Voltage Racing League. Tough night for Carlos Costa. Has gotten worse as he was involved in the last one, our in-race reporter, and he's the one who has put on, or helped put on this league, RK Productions. So an interesting strategy on that that round of pit stops with the 7 car of Cole Bagunian not taking not going into pit road at all. Excuse me. Guess I'll ask you, Race. Do you think that's a smart strategy at this point, or what are your opinion on that, or what is your?
I don't know.
Opinion?
It's really hard to see, what strategy will and will not work. As we're only 20 laps in this race. We haven't got any kind of green flag pit stops. So I don't know. I guess I'll just wait to see. I mean, of course, I don't know. Did Krasneski take 2 tires in that last green flag stop? I mean, that last caution, because he got up to first place, and it seemed to have worked for him. I'd say as long as you have that clean air in first place and you're protecting the bottom line, about anything will work. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see.
Yes, sir. So I guess this will be a good thing to note for everybody, as Carlos is just disconnected, so he is unfortunately done for tonight.
Still a good field so far.
Yes, sir. Still got about 14 cars left on track, with Carlos and Michael being the ones who have taken it off. So pace car is in, about ready to take the green, and we're away. About 60 laps to go here. 59. A good restart for Justin Krasneski on that top line. Looks like he may be able to clear the 7 coming off of turn 1. Yes, he wasn't able to get it all the way down to the bottom, but he will pull away coming off of turn 2. And all the way to the grass he goes. And we were talking about Trevor Polo, a bad pit stop last time around. Now he is up to 9th. Or, excuse me, he's up to 5th. So a strong rebound so far for the man who started on pole and won last week's race. Looking to make it 2 in a row. Looks like Justin Krasneski and Thomas Presley have pulled a small little gap away from the 19 and the 7 there. Cole not really fallen off too much there. Still in 3rd, battling the 19 for 4th.
I think the whole field's
Wow.
going to snake down to the bottom.
It looked like that A car got the wall there and kind of got sucked into it. Wasn't able to get off, so it kind of stacked everyone back there up. This is kind of shocking to see with Justin and Thomas. They're kind of just gapping the field here, like it's a super speedway race.
Oh, yeah. And it's very, very hectic from 3rd on back to the final car on track. I can understand being defensive back there because, one car passes you, they're all going to pass you. So Krasneski and Breesy do up here. Krasneski's got that preferred lane, pretty much the only lane.
Yes, sir. It's as you noted before, it's very hard to pass around this racetrack. It's a one-groove track, so you're gonna have to either get someone on
We have a
straight.
spinner, Justin. Oh, we have a big wreck.
It'd be the 81 of Cruz Hernandez. Looks like it's just a single car wreck. But we'll go back to see what happened there. I'm
Pretty
assuming
much
it was...
about the exact same thing Carlos did. Just got loose coming out of 2, went down to the inside wall and blew the engine.
Oh, yeah. Well, it looks like that loose condition coming off the corners is going to get another one here tonight as
Yeah, he'll disconnect, call it a night.
Yeah. So on our 3rd caution of the night so far. Seen some pretty good racing though up front, some close racing, and a lot of action towards the back as well. So as the field catches up with the pace car, I'm assuming Cole Bagunian in that 7 car is going to have to come down, or not going to have to, but going to want to come down pit road this time, as he fell back to 7th on that short run we had. But he wasn't struggling too much from what it seemed, so in terms of grip and such.
Yeah, it looks like I think, if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure Krasnetsky, I think it was on the second caution, took 2 to get out to front, and it seemed like a great move, as he's now here holding it. He's clearly got speed, as him and Breezy seem to pull away on each restart, so let's just see if he can remain consistent and keep that thing out of the wall and not bring out a caution intentionally. Am I right, or am I right? Am I right?
Yes, that's we
Looks
weren't.
like everybody's going to pit in besides Krasnetsky in the 19 and Johnny Thomas in the 83. That'll be very interesting.
I believe that's actually the 66 of Chester Gibson. Very similar looking cars, however.
Oh, wow, it is. Whoops. My apologies.
I almost got tricked there myself. So those 3 stay out. So we're gonna monitor pit exit here, see who wins the battle off pit road. Be curious to see if there's any 2-tire strategies here. Don't think we're gonna see any though. Looks like Richard Lafferty is gonna win the race off pit road, and Trevor Polo, Thomas Bresson. So as they catch up, we're going to step away just a minute, and we'll take you back when they hit 1 to go. We'll be right back. And welcome back to Indianapolis Motor Speedway, the High Voltage Racing League here. The Indianapolis 200 should be coming around to get the 1 to go here this time. And before we get back going green, let's take a look at how the weather's looking as of right now. partly cloudy skies out there with a air temp of 72 degrees and a track temp of 98. So not too hot. It's not the hottest we've seen in the series, but it's fairly up there. And 55% humidity. And then a quick look at the race recap so far. So far, 3 cautions out of 27 laps. And 9 caution laps, so about a third under caution so far. We've had 3 lead changes so far. So I guess I was right this time about the 1 to go signal.
About time.
Yeah.
Hmm.
This should be a fairly interesting restart as we have a brand new front row. Well, not brand new, but a new
The top 3 cars have not are on older tires. Looks like Breesy dropped a few spots. I wonder if the 88, the 9 of Rapolo took 2, and Breesy the first car on 4 tires. Kind of wish iRacing would show us that stuff, but hey, whatever.
Well, I do have a little thing on the side here, and should the times not lie, I believe everyone there took 4 tires on that recent stop, so... A fast stop, I may add, by Richard Lafferty in that 88. His crew got him out in 13.8 seconds, while everyone's around the 15 to 14 second mark. So that's why he got out ahead of Trevor Polo and Thomas Bressi. So as they come around and around turn 4, going to be getting the green this time around. So we saw Cole Bagunia kind of drop back with him not taking tires. Might see the same on this restart, or they might hold their own. We're going to have to see as the green flag comes out. Closing in on 50 laps to go here.
Krasnetsky might be passed by the 19.
Yeah.
I began that sentence saying Krasnetsky might hold his own, but it looks like the 19 will actually clear Krasnetsky on the outside. That was very impressive.
Yeah.
And it looks like the 88 will spin. Self-spin there. He keeps it off the wall and out of traffic. Will he get back going, or will we have a caution? He looks like he's going to get that thing back going.
Fortunately, he didn't hit anything, it appears. Just what we've been talking about all night, just... You think you're good, and then all of a sudden, here comes that wall. Or that might, I think that was just getting a little bit loose there, just snappy loose. But unfortunately, he didn't hit anything. He's the first driver of the night to be able to drive it away. So Justin Bothello has claimed the lead from Justin Krasnetsky. A nice pass, I might add, around the outside in turn 1.
Rapolo kind of got out of the groove there in turns 1. It looks like he's able to get that thing back down on the low side and protect that 4th place position, but definitely a lot of traffic behind him. 19 on older tires, which is also very impressive. See wide action back there in the field with Johnny Thomas.
Gunther Datsun looked like there was a little bit of contact before the entrance to that corner. Looks like they got it all settled out.
Excuse me. Sorry about that, Justin. I'm a bit of a mouth breather.
These guys, it looks fairly close from our side, but it looks like they're a little bit of a fight back there. It's back up front. Looks like a bit of a 3-car breakaway. That's kind of what we've seen all night. Just a couple cars breaking away from the main field.
Like 6th to 10th is kind of battling right there. That'll spread out here soon. We'll have to wait and see. As a 19 trying to get away from the field, like Krasnetsky's going to let him get away, and Breesy's back there with new tires. Maybe those will begin to show up later on this run if we do get that much of a run. Like Krasnetsky got a better run off that turn. The 19 will get a better run this turn.
That's pretty interesting to see as well. Trevor got out in front of Thomas Bressi, but he got past him somewhere I'm assuming in that jumbled up restart, so. And now Bresci all over the back bumper of that 4 car. And you're not going to be able to get around him going, or in the middle of the corner. You're going to have to either get him on entry or exit, so.
Yeah, it definitely looks like Krasnowski's know what he's doing as he's defending and still maintaining the draft of the 19 car. To see a 4th car begin to slowly enter the picture as he always likes to do. The number 9 of Trevor Rapolo slowly inching on the leaders.
Yes, sir. And I don't think he's pushing too hard. Just kind of biding his time, slowly catching up to the front pack.
He began to look on the inside there, racy, but thought better of it as he didn't quite have the run. Like that back there, the 5th on back is kind of spread out. Looks like 5th, 6th, and 7th are kind of spread. Oh, we have a spin up into the wall. A single car spin up into the wall there. I'm not sure who that is.
That'd be the 8 of Gunther Datsun. So
That'll
our
be the end of Gunther Dadson's night.
Yeah. But as you
Heard something over the radio about contact.
Well, let's take a look. So in the background,
17.
Richard Lafferty was able to. He's gonna be able to catch up with the field. And oh yeah, it looks like the 8 tried to chop off the 17 there, and unfortunately the bumper was there. So tough break for the 8 of Gunther Datsun. He was running pretty well. As a little loose there into 4. Too much of the bottom side.
Not sure who I'd pin that on. I mean, I don't know if the 8 really chopped his nose off. It just seems like, I mean, the 8 gave a little bit of room, and I felt the 17 tried to take it, but there wasn't enough room for the whole nose to get in there. I'm not really sure.
Yeah, I don't
Definitely
think,
not just a
I don't think
single
chopped
car
was
spin. Definitely a lot of help there.
don't think chopped was the proper term there, but one thing that kind of surprises me is how well Justin Pothello has been able to hold on to this lead so far. As Thomas Bresci, who did take new tires, started I believe 5th on that last restart, has moved up to 2nd, and Justin Krasnowski hasn't lost too much. Obviously the 88 who came out first, he's fallen all the way back, so wasn't able to make up too much ground. And also the 66 of Chester Gibson, who stayed out, he's only back to 5th, so I don't think staying out is too bad of a strategy here.
I don't think so either. I mean, clearly it worked for the 19. Did anybody stay out?
I don't
It looks
believe
like
so.
every single car is going to come down pit road. So all in all, that move for the 19 is going to work out pretty great as long as nobody takes 2 tires and snipes the lead back away from them. But it didn't look like he had any problem taking the lead on the high side on the restart. So, and he's been aggressive on the restart earlier in the race. So we'll have to wait and see how that works out. Oh, it looks like he slides through his pit box. So the 19 will not be maintaining this lead out of pit road, as the 17 does as well slide through his pit box.
Look like Johnny Thomas got a little too close to that wall. As no harm, no foul. Justin Krasnowski is going to retake the lead, and like the 9 of Trevor Polo is going to come out 2nd, Thomas Bresci 3rd, and Cole Bagunia 4th. So yeah, the 6 of Justin Pothello is going to fall all the way back to 6th. Or excuse me, the 19 of Justin Pothello is going to fall all the way back to 6th. Well, with him needing to make up a little ground, maybe we'll see another 3-wide move into 1. Seems like he's no stranger to that.
No, sir, and I mean, it was a bit early to make that move, but you can't fault the man for racing. He didn't make contact with anybody, but he did force 2 other cars into an uncomfortable situation that they did not handle very well. I really can't even say that Skinner didn't handle that well. It just looked like the 18 wasn't prepared to be in the middle 3 wide and got up into Mike Skinner, and it happens. So we'll try to see how this restart pans out as we have, let's see, the new leader, Trevor Rapolo. Wait. Oh, never mind. Do not listen to me. New leader is Justin Krasnowski.
I was waiting for you to.
Yeah. I was like, because, like, I went to focus on leader. Because of Rapolo, I'm like, ah, sweet. And it doesn't look like 5 seconds in, switches on me. Like, okay. But Krasnowski, I assume. No, he was running seconds. Yeah, that's about right where he should be.
So yeah, he stayed out on that last caution. Didn't lose too much time, and can restart first. So not a bad gig there. So currently 12 cars left on track, all running on the lead lap. We have Gunther Dadson, Cruz Hernandez, Michael Skinner, and Carlos Costa all off track. I've either taken it behind the wall or called it quits for the day. We know Carlos Costa and Michael Skinner for sure. So we should be getting one to go here. However, with my known blown calls, we might be going one more here.
Alright, they don't give us enough information, Justin.
Yeah, not up here. We need the flagman on iRacing to give the 2 to go signal, like he does in the real NASCAR races. Or at least a hand signal.
Yeah, I'd like to see maybe, just the box that says, like you see when you're racing. Also, it'd be kind of cool to know how many tires people take from spectating. Can't communicate with the drivers, so you can't really sabotage anybody that way.
Yeah, I guess so.
I'm just trying to make the viewing experience better for all those Whoa!
Whoa.
Whoa! I meant to say all those mothers and fathers out there. Whoa!
There you go. So let's see if my call was correct. And it was. Good.
There you go. Was that 2 for 2 tonight?
Yeah.
That's not bad.
I'm on a roll
Honestly,
so far.
compared to your past, 2 for 2 is pretty
Yeah.
solid.
I believe that was Iowa when I was kind of blowing it. So
Kind of.
speaking of Iowa, short track racing. Next week we're heading to Bristol, one of the funnest funnest is not a word, the most fun half miles out there.
All the
Funnest
2 for
should
2
be a word, but it's
success,
not. So
only to follow it up with the word funnest.
yeah, I don't understand how that's not a word, but most fun is the correct term there. But Bristol should be a lot of fun, both from the driver's standpoint and especially up here watching, or at home watching. So that's one you should not miss. It'd be next week. It'd be the 13th of August. So Krasnowski is going to be taking the high side on this restart. I don't think we've seen anyone yet try that line.
I can see why he does though, because of course he was just past the last restart on the high side, and I mean, it worked too. It wasn't a fluke. I don't think Krasnowski even really messed up.
No, just a fantastic restart by Justin Bathello. So, see if Justin tries anything on this high side again like he did to get up all those spots. The pace car is going to be pulling it off into pit road and looking to get back to racing here. With 44 laps to go, just a couple laps away from the halfway point. And the green flag is out. Pretty good restart by that 9. I don't think he's going to let Justin get too far out in front here.
And the Krasnowski has the advantage of not letting him use all that racetrack. I don't know if it's going to matter coming out since he's going to go defend that position here.
I think Justin's
Krasnowski's a bit high there.
Yeah, he's going to be
Like
way
Brees
too high for racetrack.
It looks like Brees is going to take advantage of that as Krasnowski will go from first to third in just 2 turns.
Yeah, I know firsthand when you get up that high, it's kind of hit the brakes and hope you don't hit the wall.
Yes, sir. Look, he's got a bit of a run. Might go to the inside here. No, he chooses not to.
So Trevor Polo going to be back out front with a pretty good lead, 4/10 of a second lead, and might be pulling away here before too long. So yeah, Justin Krasnetsky goes from first to third all in about one corner, so looks like he'll have a little bit of work to do to get back up front there. And he's also got Cole Bagunia in that number 7 breathing down his neck as well.
Bagunia! Haven't said that in a while, Justin. It felt good.
The 19 car of Justin Pathello, who fell back to 6th on that most recent pit stop. Moved up one spot past Chester Gibson. He's currently slotted 5th. Looks like he may be challenging Cole Bagunia here before too long. A fairly interesting battle here for the 8th position between Johnny Thomas and Briar LaPrade. Johnny's going to get that spot away. Excuse me, that was for the 7th position. So now, basically all single file around here. And now it's just the waiting game and the drafting game, really.
Look at 19, and who is that there behind Krasnetsky looking like?
Maybe the 7th.
It's Cole Bagunia.
Yeah, your man.
My man. Car number 7, position number 4, Cole Bagunia. Running out the top 5 of the 19 of Justin Botello, if I'm pronouncing that right. Sorry, Justin, if I'm not. Like, the top 4 about to inch away from him. But, I mean, first to 4th, I mean, they're in line right now.
Yeah,
And back there in 6th place, Chester Gibson, and rounding out the top 7 is Johnny Thomas. And then after that, it's a bit of a cluster.
It looks like Justin Botello, I believe that's how you pronounce it. He's kind of losing that main pack as they're going to slowly scoot away from him. And, not much happening up front, really on the track as well. Everyone just kind of single file, minding their P's and Q's. So. And now we see Trevor Polo as we've just crossed the halfway point. Trevor Polo trying that break the draft move of pulling to the inside and then back to the outside wall. A little high goes Cole Bagunia into 3. Not going to lose too much speed there, but you can see the gap already starting to form there because of it. Looks like Justin Krasnetsky is going to go low on the 24 there of Thomas Bresci. He's probably going to get the spot there, coming out of 1. Oh, that's really impressive. Thomas Bresci fought back on the outside.
Yeah, very impressive. Like Krasnetsky could potentially lose a spot here as Bagunia goes to the inside of Krasnetsky.
And that really shocks me from the race we ran here at Indianapolis on how they're able to really pull it from the outside, as Thomas Bresci did. So it looks like Cole Bagunia is going to get the 3rd place here coming out, and it looks like Justin Botello is going to follow him out, or at least attempt to here. Krasnetsky looked like he was going to try and shut the door on him. Not enough room there. And really, this is just letting the 24-9 pull away. As you can see, the gap really growing now. So Cole Baguni will successfully get by the 4 car there. Is all over his back bumper now. Almost looks like he's bump drafting him there. And it looks like the 19 might be getting the run he needs to get around the 4 car here. Yes, and it looks like the 19 of Justin Botello is going to try and get around the 7 car as well. Get into the top 3 here.
Like Brees is starting to challenge for that first place position. I mean, he is looking to the inside whatever chance he gets.
He is right on the back bumper of that number 9 machine. And here we go, down the backstretch. Looked, wasn't there, and now Trevor's going to pull it all the way down to the grass.
First time I've really seen Rapolo. Actually, I just noticed, Justin, I'm not sure if it's just me or, lag at a certain time. Rapolo seems to have a little bit of right side damage. Is that just me?
I'm not sure. Let's try and get a little check on there. He may have scraped the wall at some point in time. Yeah, it looks like he has a bit towards the, oh! And Cole Baguni went all the way through the grass, and that's going to put Justin Krasniewski into the wall.
Yeah, big contact there. Krasniewski, wow.
Not quite sure what happened there. Let's go back and take a look at that. No caution as of yet. I'm not sure what happened to Cole Baguni here. Oh, he hit the wall and then got sucked in and lost it and had to go through the grass there. And Justin, unfortunately, just caught up in that. That's unfortunate for the man who's running so well tonight. He's going to fall all the way back to 8th. Justin Krasniewski is. And maybe even farther with the pack that's chasing him down. And Cole Baguni just right up in front of him. So back up in front, as you can see, Justin Botello is about 2.5 seconds back, a very far ways back to these leaders. On board with him real quick. Back up front, the battle continues as Trevor tries the move again. Try and cut the draft off. And would you say, Race, at this point, this might be the time to try that move?
Yeah, I would say, I mean, because who's to say this thing doesn't go green, really? But I just don't know, you know, it's kind of, I mean, you know, Rapolo's real good about saving his tires, but he definitely is driving defensively here. Breezy's clearly very fast, but he's also got the benefit of the draft. The way you can see here, really, before I can give you a very accurate answer, I mean, we're just a little bit over halfway here. I think Rapolo's got the right idea, you know, race like, you know, this could be the race for the lead. Consequently, the win. Breezy's going to, ooh, yeah, Breezy will get him right here.
And here comes the move. Officially, Thomas Bressi leads that lap, and he's going to clear him as Trevor just lets him go.
Power Rapolo, I do what I'm good at and keep the tires on that thing.
So Thomas Bressi will reclaim the lead here. So far has not led the most laps. That title belongs to Justin Krasniewski. However, that might change here in a couple laps with Thomas leading 12 and Trevor leading 11 so far. So looking back in the field there for some action, we got 6th, 7th, excuse me, 5th, 6th, and 7th. There we go. All battling for position there. Johnny Thomas looks like he's just bump drafting the 7 of Cole Baguni there down the front stretch. Chester Gibson's going to completely miss that corner. Just going to let Cole get on the inside of him. Looked like Johnny thought about making it 3 wide there, but thought better of it.
Gotta be honest, I was expecting Johnny Thomas to be a little bit higher up about this point in the race. Of course, you know, like I've said, we're about 30 laps to go, which is just a little bit over halfway. So still plenty of time, as he is going to go for a pass here for 6th place position. The car with a blown engine on pit road. Wonder what happened there.
Yeah, that was the 10 of Michael Malone, so possibly a spin off track that maybe didn't bring out the yellow and we didn't catch. So unfortunate for him. It looks like we're going to have another car that doesn't finish tonight. Gunther Dadson, however, looks like he is back out on track, so actually just currently coming back out on track right now. 17 laps down, but gonna try and get every point he can. So back up front, Thomas Bresci still trying to put a little bit of pressure, or excuse me, Trevor Polo trying to put a little bit of pressure on Thomas Bresci. Now Thomas is gonna try the move to pull it all the way down to the bottom.
It looks like for the most part, these guys are pretty much draft locked with each other. I'd say right now, Bresci has the speed because, you know, he was on Rapolo's bumper the whole time, and he does, well, I would say he seems to inch away, but here comes Rapolo with a pretty good run, as Bresci really didn't quite get the apex there into turn 1, but seems to get a better run here out of 2. So it's really just back and forth between these two right now, and I'm sure the 19 would love to see them get together and start racing.
Yes, sir, and Justin Botello has closed up just a little bit. It was about 2.5 seconds, now it's about 2.1, so slowly closing that gap here, and obviously if they get side by side, that's just going to let him close up even more. It's about 28 laps to go. We're going to take this minute to take a quick break here, and you won't miss any of it as we go side by side. We'll be right back.
Oh yeah.
Welcome back to Indianapolis, and as you can see, green flag pit stops are starting to get underway here. So I think that pit strategy, or that fuel lap, was maybe just a little bit shy of what we were thinking. But as you can see, Thomas Bressi came in. We did see Johnny Thomas, and I believe Chester Gibson also came in while we were away. So now it's the question of when does everybody else come into pit? Trevor Polo, I'm sure, has been very cautious on his tires, so as long as he doesn't slide in, he should be good here. Justin Patello got a little bit sideways there off the corner, so he will take the lead here. Coming to 24 laps to go, but he still needs to pit as well. So now we see a battle between Cole Baguni and Thomas Bressi. Not sure if Cole has pitted yet. I don't believe he has, but you can see Justin Krasniewski there with his damage on the right side. Looked like he might have tagged the wall just a little bit more there as well. So Justin Patello coming back around, still not coming to pit road, so gonna stay out there a little bit longer. I don't think there's quite an advantage of staying out longer. I think that might just hurt you in the long run, but we'll have to see how he lines up after this, or stacks up in that case. See the lap car of Gunther Dadston there. Unfortunately, he lost it, I believe, in turn 2, and just riding around collecting as many points as he can at this point. Got a pretty good battle here with Richard Lafferty and Justin Krasniewski. Unfortunately, that's going to end fairly quickly with all the damage Justin has. Looks like Richard's boss, Johnny Thomas, may be getting by Justin just in a couple laps. He's going to make the move now, and I believe he's going to easily clear him down this this back straightaway. As we said at the top of the show, I believe this track is a fairly aerodynamic dependent track, and with the you can see right there the damage he has. It's going to really slow him down. So Justin Patello is still out on the racetrack as we have 22 laps to go, closing in on the 20 to go mark. You can see Justin got by there. The lap car of Gunther. So race, I'd like to get your opinion on it. Staying out longer than everyone else, do you think it's advantage or disadvantage?
At this point in the race, I mean, if everybody, I'm pretty sure we're gonna go. I think everybody's done pitting, if I'm not mistaken, right? I think we're good there, right?
Well, we still have Justin Patello, who has not come down pit road yet, still
Exactly.
on track. So
let's see here. Let's take a look at Justin Patello, the number 19. He's running a 56.48. Everybody is done pitting. So really, I mean, what's the point? So let's look at Patello running his 56.48. It looks like he's actually going to bring it down this time. But if we look back at Thomas Bressi, who was leading, he's running a 53.6. So he's running nearly a second faster lap than Justin Patello, and Justin Patello was behind these guys. So really, the only thing that Patello was really looking for was a caution there. I mean, it's just like, I guess he looked at that as that's a gamble he has to take because he's not going to catch second and first place. And as you can see, since he put it in, the gamble did not work, and he actually slid through his pit box just now. So pretty much, the whole gamble's gone. So it looks like Breesy and Rapolo probably cycle back to first and second here. Yeah, the only real reason you want to do that, especially this late in the run, is hoping for a caution. Get a few people stuck a lap down so you can pit in and maintain that top position. So I guess you did ask for my opinion. I really only explained it. My opinion is I don't think it's a bad move because I mean he wasn't going to catch them. I mean most likely unless of course they got to really race and mess each other up. But of course he can't bet on that. So I guess I understand why you make the gamble based off the fact that you're either looking for the win or bust. So honestly, it wasn't a bad idea. But unfortunately, it's a gamble, and gambles don't always work.
So with that, Thomas Bressy's going to retake the lead here. Trevor Polo about 0.9 seconds back. That was a second and 1.2 seconds back, and now he's slowly closing it up. So I thought that gap may have been a problem, but obviously he's showing me that it's not. So, and then third is about 3 seconds back from the leader. So if this continues to the green, or goes green to the checkered, excuse me, we're looking like it's just going to be a 2-car race. With how strung out everyone is back there, it looks... I don't imagine we're going to get another caution. So we'll ride on board with Trevor here as we monitor the gap. Yeah, with Cole Begunia slowly falling back, this is probably going to be the race right here. So we'll see the times coming around this time on the differences between the two.
See, Botello went from third before the pit stops. Now he's 10th. I think, of course, some of that can go to people were clicking off a second a lap faster than him, and he also slid through his pit box. And I just lisped really bad. I apologize. I apologize, Justin. I apologize. I'd also like to officially announce my retirement.
I'll have to get your retirement gift there. So, Thomas Bressy's last lap was a 24.0. And Trevor Polo's was a 54.0, and Trevor's was a 53.8. So about 2/10 quicker, and slowly closing in that gap, as you can see.
I thought for a second there that Thomas Breesy had just broken the all-time world record at Indianapolis.
He drives in number 24, but I don't think he can hit lap times here that quick.
Justin, I think you can agree that Jeff Gordon's overrated, right?
No comment.
Right? Just kidding.
It's really interesting for me to see, because it looks like Trevor, every time I've seen him go around turn 2, it doesn't look like he gets all the way under that white line, but he gets close to it enough that it doesn't really hurt his apex at all.
Yeah, normally, you really want to get low and use up all the track because you're going to use a lot of it on the exit, but the line where Polo's running kind of weird, but I like it. This time by, Thomas Breesy has a 5/10 lead on Rapolo. Actually, gains 2/10 on Rapolo, so not a good lap there by Trevor Rapolo in second place position. Going to have to fix that if he plans on catching Thomas Breesy. And of course, with 15 laps to go, that didn't sound like a lot, but here at Indianapolis, That's a lot of race left to do. What is this, a 2.5 mile track? Yes, two and a
Alright,
half
yeah.
miles. So a lot of racing to do.
Looks like they're going to be catching the lap car of Michael Malone, who had engine troubles before, and back out on track 7 laps down, so... Be interesting to see if that lap car plays any sort of factor. I don't believe he will. I'm sure he will just hop out of the way here of the leaders, but... Times around this time. Thomas with a 42.42 and Trevor with a 40.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so big change in events right there.
Yeah. Excuse me, 54.42.
So Justin, the 10 of Michael Malone got into the wall and collected Rapolo. He saved it, but Rapolo with a lot of right side damage there. If you go back and look at the replay of the number 9 coming out of turns 1 and 2. I had my mic muted. My apologies.
And I was too busy trying to figure out where my mistake was. So let's see here. Oh, wow.
Yeah, Breesy could have just won the race based off of Michael Malone's mistake right there.
It was right in the back of the wheel well there on the right side, so... Unfortunately, he is losing time as well, so... It looks like that dream of back-to-back wins for Trevor Polo might be coming to a close here. Yeah, it doesn't look like... He didn't get to the line that time. Either he overdrove it or that damage is starting to affect him. I think you might be right, Race. I think this race might have just been handed over to Thomas Bresci here.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Well, yeah, it was really only between these two guys, as Johnny Thomas in third is about 8 seconds back, so... Trevor's not losing too bad on Thomas, but Thomas was actually, or Trevor was actually faster that lap by 3/1000ths, but it definitely lost a lot around turn 2 that time. So with 12 laps to go, it looks like this race might all but be wrapped up here, as everyone really about a second away from each other. So I don't see a caution coming out unless someone should get loose out of the corner and maybe spin. We saw Johnny Thomas kind of get loose there before that replay. Trevor Polo really
Johnny
was
Thomas
up
is up to third place position. You know what, Justin? This reminds me. I think it's time for the Johnny Thomas Green Flag Racing Report.
Yes,
Johnny.
I got your race.
I was waiting all race for you not to be like in a situation where I felt like I'd be interrupting you. How's the car? You're third place. I was excited. You know, I saw you at 7th or 8th, and I was surprised you weren't higher up. But here you are running the top 3. How's you feeling? How's the race going?
Yeah, the race car's pretty good. Right there, coming out of turn 2, really super loose on older tires. But other than that, the car's been pretty decent.
Very nice. Looks like Rapolo got into a bit of trouble up there, but I'm not sure you'll be able to click off. I'm not really sure how fast you're pulling him in there, but it looks like Michael Malone got into the wall, and unfortunately Rapolo was collected, so you might be able to pull off the second place, or who knows if a caution were to come out.
Yeah, those guys are pretty fast. They've been running away from the field pretty much the whole race. The only hopes that I got is a caution within the last 4 to 5 laps, but I'm happy with third. I've been under the weather, so third place is pretty good. I don't want another restart.
Yes, sir. Affiliate. Well, I'm glad I got to interview you under the green flag. Good luck on the rest of the race, and maybe we'll speak to you again.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Thanks for broadcasting this race, you and
Yes,
Justin.
sir. No problem. Thank you. Johnny Thomas, everybody.
Yes, sir, and have to explain a little bit. Of course, we didn't just do that. We didn't just pick some random driver out. That was per request before the race. So pretty cool that we got to do that. I think that's a first on Full Throttle TV.
He wanted the Tim Richmond, what do you call it? Johnny said, He wants a Tim Richmond green flag interview, or he'd be disappointed. And I don't want to leave Johnny disappointed.
Yes. Just a little bit under the weather, as well, as you could hear in that interview. So, hope the former 3-wide champ gets well soon. So, yeah, so with 9 laps to go, that gap is just keeps increasing between Thomas Bressi and Trevor Polo. So, race all but finished, and still got a long ways to go there. We could have a caution with 9 laps or somewhere in between, but I think maybe with 5, I think that's where we won't get back going green race.
Yes, sir. Looks like yeah, the window for that caution is about 3 laps or so now. So this thing's pretty much all but official. Johnny Thomas may, just maybe, catch Rapolo or come very close to doing so if he can keep this thing consistent.
Yeah, you know, I wasn't really believing that, but times are kind of slowing off for the 9 of Trevor Polo, so don't think Johnny really has a chance at it, but anything could happen.
That time by, Rapolo ran a 55.7, Johnny ran a 55.3. Did I read that right? 55.7 for Rapolo, 55.3 for Johnny Thomas. That's 4/10 a lap right there.
Yeah, we'll have to see what it is this time around to really check there. Yep, but slowly winding down to the finish of this, and this track, as you said, 2.5 miles long. A very long way to get the checkered flag here, with coming to 7 laps to go. So yeah, that time around, it looks like Trevor actually ran faster than Johnny that time, with Trevor a 50, or excuse me, I was looking at the wrong tab there, another 0.4 of a second off. But with 0.4, I don't think that's going to be quick enough to get up to him, so. Right on board here with the 24 of Thomas Bressi.
Gunther Davidson is just cruising down pit road.
Yeah, unfortunately that car wounded fairly early, so he was just kind of riding around and seeing what he could get out of it. It looks like he may get 12th place here from Trevor Elon. About a lap difference there. As we're slowly closing in here on 5 laps to go. Don't know the fuel situation here, because they came in with about 35 to 36 light. Oh, now I see what you're talking about with Gunther Davidson. I'm actually kind of curious whether he's going to make it to the box or not. And I believe he will. So yeah, I think they came in fairly close to that fuel window, so interesting to see if Thomas may save a little here, or if he thinks he's good to go. So it's safe to say Thomas Bressi will lock up the most laps led here tonight with 34, and looks like he'll get about 39 when this race comes to a close. Trevor Rapolo, actually Justin Krasnetsky is going to be second there with 17 laps led. Trevor Polo is going to lock up third with 12, and then Justin Patella with 11. Besides Cole Bagunia, we haven't had anybody else lead a lap in this race.
We did just have a pass for fourth place position. The 19 of Justin Patello took away fourth place from Richard Lafferty. And it looks like I wouldn't be surprised if the 19 actually caught up to Johnny Thomas. He'd still end up losing a position from his original strategy.
Yeah, he'd be, that last lap he caught Johnny, he was 6/10 quicker, so.
Yeah, I see no reason why he won't catch him. He's got those new tires, and I could tell from watching Johnny's in-car, he's definitely struggling in them older tires. So we'll wait and see on that.
So Justin Patello's going to quickly scoot away here from the 88. He's the one car separating the two Johnny Thomas racing cars from finishing third and fourth. But yeah, he's slowly closing in on that 83 car, so may have a pass for third here.
Yeah, I think we will.
He kind of missed the apex of that corner, however, so
Yeah.
that may impede his progress.
Still thinking he's got 5 miles to do it. He's got a big run. You can just tell from right here. Looks like Johnny Thomas is already kind of setting up to be defensive. I just don't know if that's going to work with the speed differential right now. Uh-oh. Ooh,
Oh.
19 into the wall, just barely. You could tell he was pulsing that throttle. Still gets an okay run, though, which is pretty entertaining. He's going to have one lap to close this gap. I don't know. I think right there was a fatal mistake. I feel like maybe he's overdriving it. He'll get a lot through here. He'll probably get a big run off of 4.
A second separating them, so back up
Oh, yeah,
front.
big.
Thomas Bressi has taken the white flag, one lap away from securing his first win of the season.
It was a matter of time for 24 got his win. It's a good track to do it.
Yes, sir.
Good.
Wasn't very easy tonight. Had to battle through Justin Krasnetsky and Trevor Polo, but both of them faded late in the race, and
Yes, sir.
Thomas.
Unfortunate, that Rapolo got caught in trouble, but that's not to say that the win was handed to Breesy. He had a very fast car and ran a pretty perfect race. I feel like we're going to have a door-to-door finish here before third place position, the podium position, to get interviewed by the one and only Full Throttle TV.
Yes, sir. So off turn 4, Thomas Bressi, looking for the checkered flag there. He will take win number 1.
All right, and here we go for the podium finish. Johnny Thomas, will he go for the block?
I don't think he's going to make it. I think Johnny is going to just beat him. Ever so close there.
Good racing, though. Good race overall. Good win to Thomas Breesy. Unfortunate Rapolo. Good to see Johnny Thomas up there in the top 3.
All right, and with that, we're going to take a quick break here as we round everybody up. And we'll be back for results and interviews. Don't go away. welcome back to Indianapolis. Just finishing up the race here, and a pretty good one it was. And at the end of it, Thomas Resi was the winner. But before we get to interviews, we're going to go through the field here with Thomas Resi taking the top spot, Trevor Polo coming home second, Johnny Thomas third, Justin Patello fourth, and Richard Lafferty fifth. Race, you want to round out the top 10?
Yes, sir, I sure do. Looks like Cole Bagunia is going to finish 6th place. Briar LaPrade, 7th place. Chester Gibson, 8th place. Casey Shue, 9th place. And Justin Krasneski wraps up the top 10.
Then you have Michael Malone coming home 11th, Trevor Elam 12th, Gunther Dadston 13th, Cruz Hernandez 14th, Michael Skinner 15th, and Carlos Costa coming home 16th. And with that, we'll talk to our first place finisher here tonight. Thomas, you got us?
I do.
All right, Thomas. Well, congratulations on win number 1 of the season. It sure didn't come easy. Talk us through that.
Yeah, no, it was. That last run, I was really worried about the 9, because he's really starting to close in. So, I hate that I don't know what happened really with I think something with a lap car or whatever, but it sucks because that looked like it was going to be a good race. I had a lot of fun racing with him after that last restart. So, I kind of figured once things had kind of settled down a little bit, and I realized I was kind of thinking, well, we're not going to get another quick caution here, so I was like, you need to kind of get up on the wheel and get them. So I went for it, and then I heard people were starting to pit, so I figured I might as well jump in before he did and try to get, a bit of an advantage, and it looked like it worked out.
So, it was a pretty good race. The race between you and Rapolo was pretty much interesting the whole race. It's not to say that race. That win was not handed to you with the misfortunes of Rapolo, because you were probably the fastest car on track throughout the entire run. It was a very impressive win, very impressive race, and look forward to see you pick up 1 or 2 more. I knew you'd win eventually.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Real glad to have you guys back. I know you guys have been gone for a couple of weeks, but really glad to have you guys back here with us. So, look forward to the rest of the season.
Yes, sir. We look forward to it. We missed y'all.
All right, Thomas, congratulations on the win, and look forward to see you at Victory Lane soon again.
Thanks, guys.
All right, now we're going to bring in our second place finisher, Trevor. Trevor, you got us there? Your mic's muted. There he is.
Yeah, I gotcha. Just having some feedback, I guess.
All right, well, unfortunate finish for you with the contact of the lap car, but other than that, your car was flying. Walk us through your night.
Yeah, first of all, just want to congratulate Thomas. He's been working on it for a few weeks, and he's been really fast, so he definitely deserves that win. I think I kind of had to. I lost some of my my button box and the ability to look left and right in my cockpit and stuff like that early on in the race. So I lost some track position going in the pits trying to fix that stuff. Didn't get it fixed, and then had to work my way through the field. And got to Thomas. At one point we were kind of swapping the lead back and forth, having just a lot of fun up there. And I think I kind of had to use up my tires trying to catch him. He pit 1 lap before me, and so I lost some time there, and I think I burned up the tires a little bit. So I think he would have got me in the end anyway without the 10 hitting the wall. So yeah, just congratulations to him, and good run for us tonight too.
Yeah, Trevor, always really interesting watching you because you're very, very good with your tires. You always end up creeping into the lead pretty much every run or towards the end of the race. It's unfortunate what happened with you in the 10, but there's no doubt you'll be back in victory lane sooner or later. So good race to you, man. We'll see you next week.
Yeah, thank you, guys.
All right, with that, we're going to bring in our third place finish here. We talked to you recently, Johnny, and barely held on to that third position there.
All right.
I don't think we have Johnny Thomas.
Great talking with you, Johnny. Thanks for the insight. All right, so we almost had all 3 podium finishers. Johnny, if you get back, hit us with a poke. Almost, Justin. Almost.
Almost. So that's going to wrap it up for us tonight. Big news. Next week, it's going to be a Thursday, Friday, Saturday filled a racing-filled weekend for us, as we have Upper Edge on Friday, IRA on I messed that up again. Upper Edge on
We're
Thursday.
fired.
Upper Edge on Thursday, IRA on Friday, and then a High Voltage Racing League on Saturday. So, an early lead into the weekend, and an early close to the weekend, I guess you could say as well. So, race, glad you're back for this race, and look forward to seeing you all those 3 races, hopefully. And yep, for Race Clark, I'm Justin Cole. We thank you for watching tonight, and we'll see you Thursday.
Yeah.